The race to become New Mexico's next governor is heating up. Both Republican and Democratic parties preparing for primary elections coming up soon. Millions already being raised in the race for governor. And you might be surprised to see where it's coming from.
We have team coverage tonight as part of our Commitment 2026 election coverage, including a look at how primaries, open ones, are affecting the election.
First, in a Target 7 investigation, Jason McNabb follows the money for the two Democrat candidates as it takes us outside the land of enchantment.
Yeah, that's right, Shelley and Doug. Bernalillo County District Attorney Sam Bregman and former Congresswoman and Secretary of the Interior Deb Haaland are battling to be the Democratic nominee for governor. Now, they've both raised more money than any Republican. However, Haaland's campaign has brought in more than $11 million, tripling what Bregman has been able to raise. More than $16 million has been raised by the six candidates running for governor.
$16 million raised, still with 2 months to go before the primary. That's a lot of money.
KOAT political expert Brian Sanderoff said $14 million of that comes from the two Democrats.
The two Democratic candidates have raised 10 times more money than 3 Republican candidates in the gubernatorial race. So the Democrats have raised a lot of money.
Haaland has had an impressive money lead over Bregman. She has raised $11.1 million, while the Bernalillo County DA has brought in $3.7 million.
Deb Haaland has raised more than twice as much money as Sam Bregman.
Target 7 looked at both where Deb Haaland and Sam Bregman are getting their cash. In fact, more than 72% of Haaland's cash is coming from out of the state of New Mexico. More than $1.7 million is coming from California donors.
It's not surprising at all that much of her contributions has come from out of state because she has that national campaign strategy.
Some of her top contributors are companies, such as the one that owns Total Wine and Google. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is one of her top donors, contributing more than $24,000.
The Illinois governor also has some presidential aspirations. And so it's interesting that he too gave money to Deb Haaland.
As for Sam Bregman, only 30% of his $3.7 million comes from outside of New Mexico. His top contributors have direct ties to the land of enchantment and include Ruidoso racehorse owners Patrick Guthrie and Joan Hubbard. Local attorneys Lisa Tarraco and Damon Eli are also some of his top donors, along with car dealership owner Bob Petrie. Tarraco is also a former Republican state senator.
And he is the more moderate Democrat of the two in this race. So to see him get some of that more moderate support is not surprising.
Bregman's son Alex, who plays professional baseball for the Chicago Cubs, and his wife Reagan have donated nearly $25,000.
He's contributed about the maximum as well as his wife.
Sanderoff says Haaland has raised more money out of state because she's running more of a grassroots national campaign. She has received more than 300,000 individual donations compared to Bregman's 4,000.
Much of them were small campaign contributions, but that's been her strategy, to try to get thousands and thousands of people to contribute small amounts of money to build a national network.
Haaland is also enjoying some financial support from people who work at UNM. So far, they have given $43,000 to her campaign. Bregman's top 10 employers include blue-collar workers from construction companies donating more than $59,000. State employees are supporting both candidates, although Bregman has a slight advantage with $18,000 raised compared to Haaland's $12,000.
And then, Jason, what about the Republican Party? Where is it getting its money from?
Well, we're going to find that out coming up on Tuesday, another Target 7 investigation where we're going to break down all of the money trails going to those Republican candidates.
All right. Very interesting stuff. Thanks.